Hi, hello, welcome, bonjour, guten tag, buenos noches, no, buenos dias, etc, etc. Welcome to episode 11 of Gilganos playing Dawntrail. Last time, we had Bakul Jaja's redemption moment. I guess you can't really call it an arc, right? It was much too short and much too sudden to be an arc, I would say. But yeah, he's a good guy now, as it seems, which sounds weird. Yeah, I don't really feel like, his backstory here in Mamook is like very sudden or out of place. I more feel like some of the actions that we've seen him do before were a little out of place, right? It's just like they just exaggerated his bad, evil, mean side a lot. The one that I think really stands out of place is the one where we saw him, where one of his goons was like, "Oh, I fell into the river and oh, I almost didn't make it, and I'm so exhausted now. Please let me rest a little." And he's just like, "Ugh, whatever. If you're too weak, just die," basically, right? And I think they really just did that, to emphasize it. Oh, look how bad, look how mean this Bakul Jaja is, right? Where it's just like, it's just an exaggerated moment, which doesn't really fit the character, I would say, now with that backstory. That's the one I dislike the most, I have to say. Now, in hindsight, of course. It's like, why would he care about his dead siblings, but not about his living siblings, right? Of course, it's not like that. They're not like blessed siblings or whatever, right? But of course, we saw that it's not like he would only be respecting two-headed Mamulcha himself, right? It's just, I mean, he's fighting for all of the Mamulcha, right? He was very distraught, like when his dad was like, "Oh, you're such a disgrace, go away, blah, blah, blah," right? And his dad is a single-headed Mamulcha, of course, right? So it's not like he wouldn't be respecting those or fighting for those. And the second thing I was talking about was like him freeing Valigamanda, right? Which is like, again, why would he be, killing? I mean, it's also Mamuljas who would have died if, they didn't immediately stop him. So it strikes me as a little out of character again. But I still think that Sarilja has fingers in, a lot of these and is kind of playing the mastermind. Well, maybe not playing the mastermind, right? But he's obviously playing to his own agenda. And he's just dead set on finding the City of Gold himself, right? Because he wants some power out of there for whatever reason. The reason exactly, I cannot say yet. I mean, I have suspicions, like, he's still a Mamulja, right? So he might be thinking about the same thing as Sarilja, I think he was his name, right? Get out of this place, even though I find that kind of weird because, they could just leave Mamook if they wanted to. I'm also pretty sure they could just talk to Gulu Jaja to get their own land somewhere under the sun, which makes their motivation as a whole clan down here really hard to understand for me. Yeah, so what I was thinking is that, maybe it's actually that, or it could be, I don't think it is, but what I would do to, give this whole situation a little more sustenance, whatever, is to make, like, Sarilja able to not necessarily mind control people. That would be a little too on the nose, I would say, but to influence them, not just by words but also kind of by magic, strengthening their desires, heightening their desires or whatever. It's just boosting these feelings that he wants them to have. For example, with Zoralja, this feeling for the need to conquer the world, or the need to show the people the necessity of peace through war or whatever, right? Of course, he could just be mind controlling them, right? But that would be a little lazy, I think. But it's much more believable if you just take some trait of a character and just strengthen that one so that it works in your favor, right? We did hear him say, Sarilja did say to Bakul Jaja, "Or you're gonna still have a part to play with in this, right?" Before Bakul Jaja released Valigamanda, and at the same time we saw that Zoralja, I think, is alone climbing the mountain alone, right? The mountain of Moko Zomo. I think he is on his own there. So and once we reach the top, Sarilja joins him again and is like out of breath, right? On one side, it might be that Zoralja, just went ahead, which would strike me as a little odd because they're always together. On the other hand, I rather think that Sarilja maybe plotted something with Bakul Jaja, and maybe it was about releasing Valigamanda, right? So if Sarilja would have these powers to influence people to do what he wants without just flat out mind controlling them, he might just have, pushed Bakul Jaja to do that. The reason why I don't think that is what happened is because I do think that Bakul Jaja would have probably talked about that, right? Maybe reflect on himself and reflect on what he did with Valigamanda, and he would go something like, "Oh yeah, I really don't know why I did that. I wasn't myself there. It just felt, for some reason, it just felt right. It just felt like I had to do that. But now that I think about it, that was totally stupid," something like that. Which would hint at someone influencing his mind, right? But he didn't do that. Yeah, that's the reason why I don't think that's what Square Enix thought of or are doing. Currently, I am thinking they really just have this flat out 180 degrees turnaround of Bakul Jaja, which is a little... I really don't understand why they did that. It's like... I mean, it's a common trope to be like, "Oh yeah, this is the bad guy, you're not meant to like him," and then suddenly he turns around and now he has his redemption arc, and oh, now you suddenly like him, right? But that's not how they have been really been doing that in Final Fantasy, right? Which is what strikes me as weird. Then again, I do think they have like new writers or something, right? So maybe, I don't know. But if you think back about, like Emmett Selk, for example, right? The exact reason why he was so good and why everybody loved him as an antagonist is because he was relatable, right? So imagine how different Bakul Jaja would feel as a character if in that scene in the cave where he's like, oh, if you're too weak, just stay behind and die or whatever. If he would go exactly the opposite way, because up to that point we saw he values strength, right? He's kind of egotistical, or at least, you know, like he only thinks about the Mamulja, etc. Right? He's not a nice guy, right? So obviously he's an antagonist at this point. But imagine how we would feel and also be probably more intrigued and more intrigued by and more interested in the character if he was just like, I don't want you to push yourself too far. Let's just rest here until you be able to push on ahead. It would just show like a soft side of him that he actually cares about his kin, right? Everybody would have been like, huh, interesting. He has a soft side himself, right? So he is actually feeling well towards his people, and not just like this one-dimensional, I'm a bad guy, I do bad things. I would have much preferred that. And then, of course, this twist here would have made a lot more sense. Yeah, but just that one moment in the cave, that's what kind of kills the character a little for me. All right, now we're here. Now he's well, not necessarily a good guy, but in like a reformed guy, a reflected guy, and we'll see where you go from here, right? But yeah, that's just my thoughts about Bakul Jaja and this character. So what are your thoughts at this point of the story? What do you think about Bakul Jaja and his sudden twist of being a nice guy? At first glance, this forest seems a haven of mysterious beauty, but the reality of living here is quite another matter. What a remarkable tree. One out there. I hope it will provide us with the insights we need. Oh yeah, right. They were like, oh yeah, we want to help you because of course Vuklamat wants to help everybody, right? Which is a good thing, I guess. And yeah, they're like, they think that I think like the meteorites are responsible for making the crops wither, right? Which is why they wanted to analyze one of the trees that is basically fused with the meteorite. Right, I remember. Plants that shrivel as though cursed. I think I can hazard a guess as to why. I had known that Yaktel was battered by a veritable deluge of meteorites long ago, but I never considered how their presence might be affecting the environment. Yeah, right, because of course we know that the feat of the Brotherhood, which is the one in Mamook, involves the father of Bakul Jaja summoning a shade of Gulul Jaja when he was at his peak performance, strength-wise, and everything else. Martial-wise. But of course we said like, no, we're not going to do that until we got to know your people more, because we know that that's actually our quest here with the Rite of Succession. It really is incredible how a tree could support such an enormous boulder. The meteorite's etheric emission are palpable even from the distance. Seeing this again makes me feel more confident in sharing a theory of mine. I suspect that only plants with an etheric affinity to these meteorites can thrive in this forest. If so, the gargantuan trees that create dense canopy would by necessity possess the same affinity, as well as the aforementioned Najul tree. Indeed, I should like to analyze samples of meteorite before drawing any definitive conclusions, however. I carry with me a few devices that will aid in this endeavor, but perhaps you and Kryl could lend your expertise as well. I just want to say, and he didn't ask Erinville, like, who? Well, okay, he's not a Coryphy in terms of ether, I guess, but you know, like in terms of plants, probably, right? I'd like to join you. The etheric signature of those meteorites may be crucial in determining what manner of species might fare well here. Yeah, he's probably gonna be the one. Oh yeah, let's buy some wheat crops from, I don't know where, this, maybe Eastern Tanalan, because that's where these denaturalized crystals are, and maybe they make them resistant to these kind of meteorite, whatever, right? Exactly. I think I see what you're getting at. If we can prove to them that cursed forest isn't quite so cursed, maybe the people won't feel like blessed siblings are their only solution. So how can I help? Want me to climb the tree and break off a piece of the meteorite for you? There are plenty of fragments on the ground already. It should be enough for our purposes if we gather about 5 pieces each. Great quest design. Oh yeah, the quest design. You know, like, There's so much wasted potential. I don't get it. I really had, I mean, I had some time to think since the last time we played MSQ, right? I'm having a lot of fun with the expansion so far, right? I like to have, you know, like this list of, oh yeah, we need to do 7 rights. Because first of all, we know that after that something's gonna happen. And second of all, we have something to work towards, right? That's already enough to keep me entertained for most of the time. And the second thing why I'm still enjoying this expansion so much is just how beautiful everything looks. The graphics update is a massive win. I'm so glad actually that I upgraded my PC, right? So I can play this on maximum settings and everything. It's just gorgeous. Every single area I walk in, it's just like, wow, this is so beautiful. And that has kept me entertained, even though when the MSQ wasn't like too interesting so far. But what I now that I think about it, what really bugs me a little is because, you know, like it's just like, why don't they start upping their quest gameplay a bit? I don't understand this. It would have been a perfect opportunity for them to up their quest gameplay, because, you know, like we had the cooking, which is why the heck didn't they do a cooking minigame? There's so many other games that have cooking minigames in there now. You know, like where you have to like use the rolling pin to roll out the dough for whatever you're baking or whatever, right? Etc. Why didn't they do that? I mean, it's not like they wouldn't have thought about that stuff, because we had the trade quest also there. Why the heck did we just have to follow these given path of trades instead of doing it ourselves? You know, like, I feel like they're afraid of us failing, to be honest. I think that might be one of the reasons they're like, oh, if you make it too difficult, or if you make it so that you can fail, you could like fail the quest and you have to start over again. And oh, maybe people don't like that, which is like, I'm like, well, there's always gonna people complain about stuff, right? But if that would be their reason, it's like, oh, come on, just throw a spine, Square Enix, please. I mean, that's also what they said they would be doing with the game mechanics, or with the battle mechanics, right? That they would stop being afraid of failure. Maybe we get that with the next expansion. I really hope we get that with the next expansion, or maybe even the patch contents. That they finally do something with their super boring quest design, right? Of just go to A, talk to B, etc, etc. Because yeah, that would have been such a cool trade quest if it would actually, if you know, if it was just like, here you have a 1,000 gil worth of wool, trade it with some gain so that you can afford the 10,000 or a million or whatever gil it was, tequila or whatever it was. Instead, they just do everything step by step. You cannot fail it. I don't think you can fail it. It's like, just let me work my trading, you know, like omni-crafting mind a little here. I would have made it work. And if people fail, just implement an easier version and be like, okay, you know, like try again, but this time everybody gives you like 10% better price or whatever. I don't know. When we compared the tablets we got with the actual pillars, right? Why not actually having us find some differences instead of just being like, oh, they're all the same anyways? Why? I don't get it. You literally had it in place. You just had to do it. But they just didn't. It's like mind-boggling now that I think about it, you know? It's like they're teasing us. It's like they're teasing us with, oh, look, this could have been such a nice quest. But we didn't do that. We just have you talk to people. And then we have this weird, they still did the weird animation, like where it's like, oh, you did an exceptional trade from this to this, and you doubled and you quintupled the value of it. And it's just like, well, I didn't do anything. So why are you complimenting me? It's like, what the heck? And why did you bother with these cool animations but not actually make me do the trading? It's like, I really hope they're gonna change that. So far, playing through the game is just like, you run, you talk, you have cutscenes, you talk, you have cutscenes, you run somewhere else, you have cutscenes, you talk, you point with your mouse at something, you click at it, you talk, and then, yes, finally a solo duty. Currently, the solo duties are like the prime solo content during the playing of the story, right? I mean, there's some dungeons, yes, that's also some gameplay, but you know, like, I think that the solo duties are like the highlights, right? They're also kind of the only gameplay during the story. Because apart from that, you're literally just reading and watching cutscenes and running from A to B. There's no fighting in the overworld, because you can't just run past every single mob, right? You don't need to fight anything, which is kind of weird. Because it certainly feels like the game would be intended that, you know, like when you go from A to B, that you actually fight your way to there. Which is how other MMORPGs have been, right? Especially when there's like narrow caves and stuff, which don't exist in Final Fantasy now that I think about it, right? You know, like in World of Warcraft, when you have to fight through a cave full of harpies to get to the end, to get the dead dwarf's satchel or whatever, right? You need to fight through those harpies, because if you just run through them, they're gonna kill you. Because you cannot mount in there, right? And there's just too many of them to just run past, right? But that doesn't really exist in Final Fantasy XIV, which just makes like the whole monsters in the overworld completely obsolete during the MSQ. You don't interact with them at all. So the duties, the dungeons and the solo duties are like the only kind of gameplay you actually play, right? Which is mind-boggling if you think about it. Which is also why people are nagging when the MSQ isn't maybe as much to their liking as they hoped it would be, because the good story of Endwalker and Shadowbringers easily outweighed the downsides on the quest design, on the gameplay design, right? But if it isn't as good, people are gonna complain, right? So I really, really hope that they finally get to, you know, like that, now that they have the first graphics update out of the way, now that they're feeling more free to maybe go a little more ham with battle mechanics and stuff, and hopefully they keep doing that. Maybe they're finally gonna do something more courageous with the quest design in the next expansion at the latest, because hell, they could have just had us make our own tacos just before they get stomped by Bakul Charger. Imagine if you could have just chosen, if they would graphically show you the tortilla and you can fill it with whatever you want in your own taco, right? And they put it in and then they present you the juicy, nice taco, and then you take it outside and it gets stomped by Bakul Charger. That would have been awesome. You know, like they could have done so many things, so much wasted potential there. I really, really hope that they're gonna make the gameplay of MSQ just more interesting next expansion. Maybe even in the patches, right? Maybe now that they have the graphical update out of the way, maybe they can finally do an engine update, right? I mean, it's like a 20 years old engine or whatever, right? I don't remember. It's been so long since I've watched the no clip documentaries and stuff, right? I mean, obviously it's a different engine than 1.0. But I'm not sure if it was actually made just for this game, or if it was just another in-house engine that they used and updated or something like that. Just you know, like if you need another expansion to make an engine update, please do it. If it gets us better quest design, better gameplay design for quests and MXU, please do it. It would add so much value to this game. All right, so I need to get to Shaloni because I do need to mine some ruthenium ore for my crafting. Also, why the heck did they put ruthenium ore in Shaloni? Which is like a level 95 area, I guess. But you need ruthenium ore for like level 93 crafts. So I had to buy all my ruthenium ore from the market board so far because I haven't reached Shaloni yet. Okay, sorry, just some Omnicrafter sad noises. I will collect your pieces once you have them. Did I miss what Cryo said? I hope I read what she said. Alright, I'm gonna talk less now and do more. MSQing! So the reason this tree grew so big is because of the meteorite's energies. I don't know. That's what Kona was implying, I think. Hi, Kryl. I'm a little underwhelmed by Kryl's rule so far, I have to say. So far in the MSQ, it's just Vuklamat everywhere. A bit of Aaronville, and that's basically it, right? And some Elfino big braining, I would say. But I really thought Kryl would play a much bigger role. Well, I'm gonna guess it's gonna come with the City of Gold, probably in the second part, right? I really hope they're gonna tune down on Vuklamat a little for the second half of the expansion and up Kryl's game a little. Because, you know, like when it was so announced, oh, Kryl's gonna be a Pictoman, so Kryl's gonna be in the MSQ, Kryl's gonna be fighting, etc. I thought she would take a bigger role, but yeah. I guess Vuklamat is just like, you know, like literally the cat that goes in front of your screen and is like, nope. You pay me attention now. I just hope they're gonna change it up a little. You know, like, have a little less Vuklamat in the second half and a little more of everybody else. Especially myself, please. It's so mean because every towards me is like, oh, you're such a badass character. You're such a badass character. I just want to show them how much of a badass I actually am, right? The more fragments we gather, the better. Let's all do what we can. Yeah. I should have brought better tools. And it's kind of funny how we have to, you know, like try to gather the scraps that are lying around while they actually take their pieces from the meteorites themselves. Too big for our purposes, but a shard of it might do. Iron mill, if you would. I have mine already, so let me know when you have yours. Or like you could just keep collecting them. It's not like we're limited to gathering 4 or 5 shards each, right? You can't just collect more if the others aren't done yet. Come on. It's like, no, I did my part. Did you find any fragments? Yeah, 5 of them. Exactly 5. Because I always just do the minimum. No thoughts asked of me. Much obliged. Alfino, Kryl, and I will combine the gathered samples and conduct an analysis. Why is it so hard to have an "and" before analysis? an analysis forthwith. Determining the wavelength may take a little while, but I am hopeful that our efforts will bear fruit. I'll tell my sister to await our arrival at Moshutural Zouj. Moshutural Zouj at the Mosh Pit, so go and meet her there. We will return with the results as soon as possible. We've done all we can. The rest we must leave to Kona and the others. I don't know the first thing about those Charlayan devices of his, but if they can be of help to Mamook, I'm glad he has them. There's hope for this forest yet, Yomi. I can feel it. The feet of the Brotherhood. Vuklamat is determined to find a solution for Mamook. I'm sure Cyrilja would have choice words for us if he knew what we were up to, but his people are my people and I can't ignore their plight. If I'm to call myself Dawntrail one day, I have to bring an end to the tragedy here. Why? Actually, why? Because obviously Gulul Jaja is currently Dawn's servant. He could have done this as well. It's a little hypocrite, isn't it? He wants us to learn about our peoples or her peoples, and for her to develop this feeling of compassion for everyone, right? But as I said before, I'm pretty sure if they would just be like, yeah, we want some land under the sun to grow ourselves crops, he would probably be like, yeah, sure, no problem, here. Many are depending on me, but Gulul Jaja not least of all, which is suddenly the thing that we're concerned about. Anyway, I'm sure Kona and the others will be back with their report soon. Which is why we're waiting. Everybody loves waiting, right? I mean, there's nothing better than just waiting, right? Waiting and look at the bar fill itself. That's great. Very meditatory. Well, hello. Good, everyone is assembled. In light of our news, I thought it only right to call the others. Thanks to the efforts of all, I'm pleased to say our analysis has yielded many valuable insights. And I dare say the prognosis is hopeful. You're not a sage. Well, I guess, Alfino did the prognosis there, right? I'll see myself out. Earlier we asked about the hopes you place in blessed siblings. Why they are important to you. Your overwhelming response was a frustration towards this forest. From a lack of natural resources to the inability to cultivate crops, in all respects have you ever struggled to build a prosperous home? Thus your understandable desire for new land. Which you still just ask for it. Why didn't they ask for it? Maybe they did ask for it, and Gulul Jaja said no. Maybe they did. I don't know. If they did so, they should probably have told us that, right? Maybe Cyrilja could have been like, yeah, we tried that, but he said no. So that their motivation would be a little more relatable to me, at least. However, this would be an unfortunate dismissal of what makes your forest uniquely valuable. That is, the soil. Our tests have proven without a doubt that the Chatika heartland is abundantly fertile. This may be surprising to hear as you have seen crops fail time and time again, but we have discovered the root of this problem as well. Which is why are just we able to do this? It's not like they wouldn't have anyone reasonably versed in ethereal whatever it is that you need to do, right? It's why does it take 10 minutes for us to think about this and nobody else ever thought of that? It's kind of like cliche of oh, the natives of all the lands, of all the continents that are not of white people, the natives, they can't do anything, right? But as soon as the white man comes, they resolve all their problems within minutes. It feels a little like that right now. It's just yeah, the indigenous people here, they're just too stupid to think of what we could do, right? But now that we're here, it's we just solve all your problems. I mean, they had 80 years, right? But okay, I guess we have a troop of uniquely gifted people, right? So the meteorites scattered throughout your forest emit an unusual energy that greatly influences the development of surrounding plant life. Some plants thrive on this energy, like the Najul and the giant trees that create a canopy, but others, as you well know, are sickened by it. They're like, I don't want to be close to this meteorite. Oh no, I'd rather wither and die than to actually be part of a neighborhood with all these people, these plants. Ugh. Fortunately, the solution is simple. Yeah, it's like, oh, how could we have ever thought of that? Oh, you are so wise and great and knowledgeable. Across the salt, in a place called Charlayan, there is a peerless collection of flora assembled from every corner of the world. Now that we know what energies are most prevalent in your forest, we can offer you seeds and starters guaranteed to thrive here. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely understand that Charlayan is like, like one of the, if not the most knowledgeable, especially in civilian knowledge, right, places in the whole world. And, seeing how they are deeply rooted in the tradition and stuff, I can see, that it is like, oh yeah, we just never thought of thinking about it because we just thought it's just always been like that, so why could we be able to? I mean, it's literally the same thing as when you go to class and 3 people stand in front of the door of the classroom, and you just naturally assume that the door is locked, because if it wasn't locked, why would the other people stand outside and not go in, right? And then you wait around with them for a half an hour, and then somebody comes and is like, oh, is the door locked? And people go like, yeah. And then you realize nobody actually checked, and that person just goes check and it's actually open and you can just go inside. It's basically like that, right? So I can absolutely see that you're just like, oh yeah, it's always been like that. I don't know, why should I question it, right? I can see that people from Charlayan would actually be able to think of the root of the plight and actually find a solution, right? It's just a very spicy cliche, I would say. Now that we know what energies are most prevalent in your forest, we can offer you seeds and starters guaranteed to thrive here. I took the liberty of contacting a few colleagues via link pearl. It's actually kind of interesting that the link pearls work for any distance, right? As it seems. Like, hey, how are you doing in Charlayan? Oh yeah, please bring... I mean, sure, it's the same as having phones, but, it's not phones, it's just like... What is it? It's like pearls from the same shell or something like that, so they're magically connected. Which is cool. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. Of course, this is a magical world. Of course, it makes sense. It's not a technology that they developed, right? It's just, oh, they found these shells, and these pearls in these shells, and they realized, oh, that's how it works. Nice. Let's use that. Which is funny. Should you desire them, a sample of our best candidates can be shipped here in short order. Just as you also acquired a papote and tomato from Tural, so too might Mamook benefit from foreign crops. You mean, we'd be able to grow more than a jewel here? Precisely. While care must be taken to choose those species that will not have an adverse effect on the ecosystem, your agricultural... Oh yeah, they're for sure gonna do that, right? Right. They're not gonna just, in the end, cut down every single trees just so they can plant, I don't know, coconuts or palm trees so that the Europeans can get their fix of palm oil. Ugh! Your agricultural options should increase markedly. With the right crops, Mamook will have all it needs to prosper, both at home and in trade. Blessed siblings don't have to be the answer anymore. Here, have a few seeds. Stop killing your children. Sounds weird. Then again, I guess we can make peace with food. Which I guess isn't the strangest thing I've heard so far in this expansion, now that I think about it. Then there was never any need to fight, never any need to sacrifice. Oh yeah, that's gonna turn out well. Well, we can't change the past, but we can try to make the future better. Let the old teachings end with us. I know blessed siblings represent absolute strength to you. Letting go of that idea can't be easy. Come on, you absolutely know there's still gonna be a part of them who will just be like, no, let's just hold to that tradition, and even if maybe the others, will let it go, they will still just keep on to that tradition, and there's gonna be like a small cult of whatever blessed siblings worshippers who will still do that and still kill their eggs. Well, not kill their eggs, but try to, cultivate blessed siblings. Because that's how it always is. You're never gonna be able to convince all of a group of people of something, of a completely new idea, and that this is the best way. That's just not how people work. I wanted to talk less. I wanted to talk less. I wanted to talk less. Okay, let's enjoy the show. Okay. Battle proof that when we work together, our combined strength can achieve anything. The power of... Shut up, Gilganos. Show us, promise. If there's another way, for our children and our home, we'll no longer suffer in silence. We're gonna make our voices heard! Oh wait, no, that wasn't what we wanted to do, right? Sometimes we have to fight alone, but not this time. What would you say a few words to me? Wait, why are you putting me on the spot like this? Why me? What? Banana! In friends both old and new, you can find the light to banish the darkness. Who was it? I think that's a quote of someone, right? My quote lore in FF is pretty bad, but I think that should be a quote. That could be a quote at least. Well, maybe the others as well. But I like that one. In friends old and new, you can find the light to banish the darkness. I think it was, right? Friends? Perplexing notion from an outsider, but not unwelcome. Power of friendship, the power of friendship, the power of friendship. I mean, yes, I'm absolutely aware of the irony of me being a little agitated about the whole power of friendship thing, when there's literally a Rainbow Dash plushie looking at the camera right now, right behind me. I'm totally aware of that. Thank you. Anyway, we've said what we wanted to say. Now all that's left is to defeat my father's shade in the feet of the Brotherhood and clear the way of Mamook's bright new future. Are we gonna do that as Wuklamat again? Please no. But anything else wouldn't make any sense, right? Maybe we fight together with her, but it's just like, well, whatever. Do not give us cause to question our faith in you, please. Live up to your words. I will, sure. Not even Zoralja could beat that beast. I'm pretty sure you're not as strong as Zoralja. So we're probably gonna fight together. Maybe she and Kona are fighting together. That would be nice. Oh, that would be cool, actually. I wouldn't mind that. After we complete his feat, let's be sure to tell Zoralja the good news about his forest. Oh yeah, he's gonna be delighted, right? Yes. He's gonna be delighted. Right? Because he for sure wants to give up his... Or let his position of power undermine by, like, just overthrow the tradition and ridding the people of the needs to hold on to the past ways, right? I'm sure he's as eager as anyone to eat what tasty foods they grow. Oh yeah, I'm sure that's what's gonna make his day. Compassion even for the likes of him. You continue to eclipse me in every way. Then it is a simple choice. We're counting on you, Wuklamat. And suddenly, she's the frontrunner to being the new Dawn Servant. She absolutely is now that I think about it, because Zoralja doesn't have... Zoralja is missing at least one gemstone, right? Even though we know, of course, right of succession is not actually a right of succession. But if we assume that it would be, he's still short one gemstone anyways, that he can only get by stealing it from Kona or me, right? Oh well, Wuklamat. So, for some reason, the little house kitty is actually the prime candidate together, which it makes sense, of course, because that's how the game, of course, is designed to be, right? Everybody loves an underdog, undercat story, right? Wuklamat's gone ahead to announce her readiness. I never imagined the samples we so feverishly collected for the Exodus would find new purpose here. Why wouldn't you have thought about that? You know, like, it's like, oh yeah, we have like all the seeds in the world. Now they're probably never gonna have any purpose now, right? Sure, no. But if they help those people improve their prospects, all the better. Anyway, we should go and meet our comrades where Zoralja made his own attempt. Final feat awaits. And hopefully, finally, I do wonder how this is gonna play out, because I think Shalonia is the next region, right? Because it's literally the only one that is like... Actually, where is it? I've seen it somewhere in-game already being mentioned. because I know there is Shaloni, there is Heritage Found, right? And then I don't know about the last. I don't think I know what the last area is gonna be. But Solution 9 is just gonna be a city hub, right? It's not gonna be an area, so I don't know what the last area is actually gonna be. Assuming that, you know, like Heritage Found is like what is underneath Solution 9, and Solution 9 is just the whole city. There might, of course, be an area around Solution 9, which is just the City of Gold. Maybe that's actually the last area, right? The City of Gold. Yeah, see, it already says Shaloni here, for example, on the Shocked Relic. Even though I've never been to Shaloni yet. I've never been to Shocked Relic, obviously, right? It's already mentioned in the game where it is, but everything else is question marks. Which we know one of them is going to be Heritage Found, because they showed that in the... Let us be produced alive, right? But the last one, I have no idea. Which is interesting, because Shaloni is the last of the areas that is already known in the game. So I'm gonna... Oh yeah, which is what I wanted to say, actually, is because obviously to me, it obvious would be to be like, you know, like the next area would be the City of Gold, because we're looking for the City of Gold, right? But well, I guess we're gonna have to travel through Shaloni to get to the City of Gold, which makes sense. But it doesn't make sense of us to know of Shaloni yet. That's what confuses me. Why the hell is Shaloni not being question marked out? I know Shaloni, or I'm pretty sure Shaloni is going to be the next area we're going to get to, and I'm pretty sure the City of Gold is not there. But the City of Gold is our next goal, and is what we immediately need to do after getting all of the gemstones, right? So what's the story in Shaloni going to be? It's probably just going to be like, oh yeah, we really want to find the City of Gold, and then we're going to be in Shaloni, and there's going to be people who need help, and WoW is going to be, stop, they are my peoples too, I need to help them. I don't want to do that for the whole of the expansion, and that's actually what's keeping my hopes up, because they did say it was like basically halfway through it would change, kind of, right, the story. So I really hope that's not how it's going to be, that there's actually going to be a reason about why we are in Shaloni and what the story of Shaloni entails and everything, assuming that we don't actually get to the Golden City before that. Which would make sense, because I'm still assuming that Solution 9 is the Golden City, and I'm also assuming that we need to get through Shaloni to get to the Golden City, so... Just play the game! Just play the game! You're gonna see! You're gonna see! Yes, thank you. I can hear you in my mind. Screaming at your screen. This feat may bring us closer to the Golden City, but for now we must stand strong for the people of Mamook. I don't think it's gonna get us closer to the Golden City, it's gonna get us closer to opening the Golden City, but, you know, like, getting closer is just gonna be happening when we actually go towards it. Where did Kona go? Have you seen him? Serilja's intention was for this feat to prove the supremacy of blessed siblings. But Wuklamat shall instead prove that there are other ways for Mamook's people to empower themselves. Please don't let me fight as Wuklamat again. Don't... I like the previous one, but if I have to do another solo duty as Wuklamat instead of me, even though I'm actually right there next to her, I'm gonna be a little pissed. I'm not Wuklamat. They always made sure that you feel like the hero of the story, right? Which is currently not the case. And so far, I'm still holding strong in the belief that it is because, you know, they did say, like, the Warrior of Light, they did earn themselves a rest, they did earn themselves a summer vacation, so you can just step aside now and have a look at what the others do, right? But I also know that that's not what we want, so please don't make me, like, just be a side character in the whole freaking story of the freaking expansion. Like all the freaking characters in World of Warcraft are, because World of Warcraft, your character is not the hero of the story. No, it's the characters in the story. It's all the established lore characters who are the heroes of the story in World of Warcraft, right? And that's exactly one of the things we don't want. So please don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't sideline me to the house kitten all the time. I'm getting agitated because I know there can be no other option than just Wuklamat fighting him, because she is the freaking promise. She has to do the feat, right? Which is why I would have liked, you know, like maybe not me have. I would have preferred to just watch her do it instead of having to play as her. Which of course I still don't know if I actually have to. It might still be that we play as Kona, because I still think that Wuklamat won't be able to do it herself, and that Kona is gonna help her, or something like that. Or maybe we all help her for some reason. But still, it's like. Please let me play as myself, okay? Please, please. I can offer moral support at best. For whatever it's worth. Good luck. Alright, let's see. Someone has gone to fetch Serilja. He should be here soon. Several cutscenes to play in sequence. Item level 666. The number of the beast. Very ominous. Hi. Oh, it's Serelja, not Serelja. Yeah, we totally didn't talk to your people behind your back and convince them that your ways are stupid. Totally not. Wait, what? That's not about what this is about. Oh yeah, yeah. That's why I said it. We didn't do that. It.
Grown weary of postponing the inevitable, have you?
Something like that. You see, I've learned all sorts of things about Mamook and your people.
Is that supposed to impress me?
I now understand why I need to surpass blessed siblings. The cost of producing superior offspring is destroying your people's souls. Look at them, and you'll see this. So I'll defeat my father's shade, and prove to you that there's a better path for Mamook.
What drivel! Without the blessed, we are nothing but weaklings! Doomed to fade into obscurity.
Yeah, you can totally feel the energy behind his voice lines. I did read about people complaining about, or some people complaining about Wuklamat's voice acting here. Or the direction of her voice acting, right? This is actually the first time I kind of feel that, because, you know, like, her deliverance just sounded the exact same as before, right? While you can feel the emotions behind his lines.
Of course you're weak. We all are. Each and every one of us.
I guess the reason why I didn't think about it that much so far, and I didn't really care about that so far, is because I still feel like Wuklamat is not actually speaking her native language. Right? They kind of are, but it's not like their traditional language, right? So, I mean, she does talk with an accent, right? And usually when you talk with an accent, that means it's not your native language, right? I mean, English is also not my native language, right? I've been speaking some English, actually, since I started streaming, I've been speaking English a lot more, but it's not my native language, right? And I know it can be difficult to, you know, like, convey emotions in a language that you aren't really that versed in, right? But well versed in. So I didn't really think about it too much, I guess. So I didn't mind it really so far. It's just part of her character, I would say, which I guess you can like or dislike.
But when we join hands, we gain the strength to overcome any foe, even Vali Yarmanda.
Enough talk. Prove your mettle against Gulul Jaja, the finest warrior ever to have graced Tural.
Fine by me. Not even Papa's shade will stop me from upholding his legacy.
I will fight alongside her.
Oh, there we go. Hi. I'm still mad at you. Don't just hi me.
Claimants are not permitted to assist one another. Second promise. But you may observe your sister's pitiable attempt.
Oh, you didn't realize yet that he's gonna pull out of being a claimant.
I see.
He's gonna seize his position.
Case,
Oh, this is badass. I like
it seems I'm no longer a claimant. I am now free to participate, I trust. What are you scheming?
I like that. It's cool.
Nothing. I've simply come to realize who is worthy of following in Father's footsteps.
And you know, for all the parts that she's not as good in, I'm gonna assist her. Oh, gonna.
And not me. You have always held the happiness of our people closest to your heart, Lamachi. So I will do everything in my power to ensure you ascend to the throne.
Alright, please let me play as Kona and not as Wuklamat. Okay, okay, please. Thank you. Thank you, Square Enix.
This is how I shall serve Tuli Yolal.
I could always count on you, Kona. Thank you.
This is a little... Come on, you could be more emotional here. He literally just threw away his claim to the throne to assist you. This is some real showing of affection and respect. And she's just like, thank you. Oh, whatever, I guess. But I mean, what else should she say? Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Of true might. Gulul Jaja, mightiest of the blessed.
Arise!
Everyone ready?
Oh, we all fight? Oh, okay, I didn't realize. I thought it would... I mean, that's also fine, as I said before, I like fighting as myself. It's just, I'm just a little confused that it isn't like a thing where, you know, like, just the claimants would be allowed to fight, I guess. Alright, so we are gonna fight as ourselves. Nice, I like that.
Papa. I've got a lot of hopes riding on my shoulders, and the only way forward is through you.
Finally, right. Even though it is against Glujaja again. Well, this time he also has the head of Resolve, I think it is, right? Awake. 666. Alright, let's go. Bear witness, forefathers and all. What did Godric say?
As long as we stand together, we're unstoppable.
He's a lot smaller, actually, now that I think about it. Right? Than the actual Glujaja. Oh, wow, I didn't look.
These blaze sundered Baligarbanda scales.
Ah! Nobody saw that.
Blades of fire rain.
That's new. Hello? That was weird. Kinda lag there. I have to say I don't like it when there's no positionals in these fights. Where you could actually finally practice your positionals, right? Which you can't do in combat of... in most of the single combat.
What a chore. Ever hungry for battle.
Oh, that was stupid.
Go forth.
Should have saved that reawaken. But a 2-minute burst! I'm like, I need to practice. That was also stupid. For extremes and stuff and savages, right? So I'm trying to actually do the rotation, you know? And I'm getting annoyed when I make errors, obviously. What? Was I meant to do anything?
Some manner of paralyzing effect. Defend the afflicted.
Defend them? What do you mean defend them?
Target the constricting flames.
I mean, obviously I cannot really do anything.
Flames.
Obviously. Why would I be able to do anything here, right?
Not enough. But together, we shall triumph.
Get out of it! Good thing it takes him forever to do that, right? Roaring Star. That was the AoE, I guess. Ah.
You're not alone.
You're not alone, Zidane. Come on, we can do it. Break his legs. Or whatever helps, I guess. That was stupid. Well, I guess. Do have a tank who actually pulls the boss to the melees. Thank you, Buklamot.
Surely this will quench your thirst for battle.
Aw, come on. Ouch. Oh, ah, ugh.
Resolve the risen Kindle.
Ultimo!
My gruesome wrath be sundered.
That's a big sword. A big, hard, red, glowing sword. Between his legs. Because of course, why wouldn't it be?
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Tango B, come on, Tango B, fast, fast, fast.
Strength to stand up to this.
Oh, that's a different thing. The Saga of Dawn and Divinity?
You'll be the next Dawn servant. I will protect my people.
That's pretty cool. Ouch. Ouch. I cannot do anything. I mean, that's really cool, but I cannot do anything. At least give me an active time event or something.
The best you can do.
Taunting her dad.
Impressive. But I'm not finished yet.
So aren't we?
We will see Lamachi become Dawn servant. For Tuliyola.
Tuliolo. Tutti complete. Yay. I liked previous fight against the actual Galoo Charger more. Mostly because it was an actual solo duty. Because here it's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna get healed by Alfino anyways, right? So
That's my old man for you.
and you can just run to wherever the others are. The limit break the limit break 4 or whatever it was, right? That was actually really cool. Easy. Yeah, he's gonna be so delighted once we tell him about his people, right? He's gonna be so delighted that his mind changed. He's so looking forward to this. Yes, right. That's not how this works.
Ain't that a bit stubborn? Even for you.
Was it Bakul Jaja? No, right? Is it Bakul Jaja? Who else would it be? No, it isn't. Who the heck is that? Oh, it's one. Is it one of the? One of.
It couldn't be.
Oh, is it Captain Ram? No, Captain Ram is in the City of Gold, presumably, right? Is it one of the companions of Galu Jaja?
Tanqua! It's been too long.
Anqua.
It has indeed. You're looking more imposing since last I saw you, Wuklamat.
Tanqua?
My Turali moniker. Galul Jaja insisted I take one, saying my birth name was too cumbersome for the local tongues.
That birth name being Ketenram, I presume.
No! Ketenram's that legendary Eorzean sailor. The one with the pickled cabbage.
Right.
We can talk about me cabbage later.
Mm. What?
Zarelja, whether you like it or no, these young'uns accomplished the feat.
So why are you here? Did Galu Jaja send you to make sure that Zerelja, like, held his... did as he should do?
To deny Wuklamat her reward would be to betray the Dawn Servant's trust.
And what should she be rewarded for? Calling upon her minions to carry her to victory!
Her minions. Banana! Oh yeah, I did totally go banana before that, right? I am actually a minion, wow. Minion confirmed. We are minions! Banana. You're the autograph Mamook. Show some dignity. I like insulting him more than than being like, no, we have the power of friendship. We're friends, not minions.
I wagered everything on this feat.
And you failed. Aw, boo-hoo-hoo.
By the same token, I understand the enormity of your accomplishment.
Smile.
Together we can achieve anything. You needn't place your faith in the promise of blessed siblings.
How would you have us reclaim our glory?
Seeds. Plant seeds. Plant seeds. Not. I mean, seed is what they tried before. Now plant seeds. Plant seeds. Okay, plant seeds. It's kind of funny because, you know, like, drawing from Sharlayan's resources is actually Kona's thing, right? And now we're also doing that, I guess.
With friendship and community.
Oh, not seeds. Okay, friendship and community. Never mind then. I thought you would be like, plant seeds. That's so much cheesier, I guess.
If you mean to rule, you should be more sparing with your offers of clemency. Especially to a man who has
Oh, and of course he's...
countless young lives.
Of course he's also... repentful? Immediately, right? Just like the cool Jaja. I guess it really runs in the clan, right? It really runs in the family. You know, like... having an instant redemption arc, right?
Nevertheless, I will fulfill my charge as Elector. In recognition of your feat, I bestow upon you a keystone.
Ah, keystone. My keystone. Hey, he even already had it in his hand, so he planned to give it to us from the start, actually, right? Interesting. Well, okay. I guess only Wuklamat and Zoralja remain in the running. And Zoralja is still missing 2 keystones, right? So...
Congratulations are nearly in order, I suppose. I'm confident that you will find the Golden City in no time.
And then, I mean... Kona still has his keystones, right? So Zoralja or Zarelja Might just steal them from Conan, right? He doesn't have any use for them anymore anyways.
You've grown much and more during this journey. Become someone ready to lead our nation. Little Lamachi no longer.
Well, she's still not there yet. She's still on the way there, okay? She still needs your help with a lot of things. Oh god, in this moment I was just like, again, oh yeah, they're actually just step siblings, right? Which doesn't make his fixation with her any better, I would say. At least not as long as he calls her
my
sister.
gratitude for your cooperation. And my regret for failing to live up to expectations.
Oh, come on, it's Urianger. He has been planning for this from the start. He knew exactly what he had to say and to do to get Conan on the right track to actually support Klamat and, of course, us in extension, right? And not just work against us, right? That was his plan from the beginning, right?
Nonsense. If you believe Wuklamart is the woman for the job, then you have our wholehearted support.
One last thing. I wish to speak to you both from the heart. Unpracticed as I am, this may sound hackneyed, but...
Hackneyed? No idea what that means. Cool word, hackneyed.
I am truly grateful to have met you.
Sounds a little like hock meat or Hockfleisch, which is ground beef, right? Or minced meat in German. Hackneyed.
Words spoken with such feeling would resonate with any fortunate enough to hear them. Though our journey together hath ended, ever shall we cherish the memories.
Why has it ended? You can still come with us to the City of Gold, which you probably will do anyways, so...
Further esoteric musings or biting witticisms, don't hesitate to call. I dare say we'll come flocking. But I get ahead of myself. As I recall, our contract remains in effect until we've escorted the second promise back to the capital.
So if you choose to not do so yet...
I leave my sister in your capable hands.
Oh, never mind. Too bad.
See that she returns
Why does he... What? What are you talking about? Just come with us. You're now an official advisor to the future Dawn Servant. Then never mind, I guess. Because for reasons he... Oh yeah, never mind. Sorry, he
arms to go yet, Wuklamart. The ride ain't over till you find the City of Gold.
Oh yeah, I just realized he does have to go alone because he has to get... He has to give Zoralja a chance to steal his keystones, right? Which probably wouldn't happen if he would come with us, I guess. That's... I see what you're doing there, Square Enix.
I know. But if I can come this far, I can go all the way.
Joyed though I am by this outcome, I am also eager to speak with Kettenram while we have the chance. The second promise has warmed a great deal since we first met him. I dare say that wise and witty do has been of no little influence. Even as a shade, the Dawn Servant's strength was incredible. I shudder to imagine how we might have fared without the second promise's support. I didn't really feel him being there, but okay. I mean, I thought it would just be Wuklamart fighting against the Shade on her own, and then I was like, oh yeah, it makes sense. I can't see her winning, right? And then it totally makes sense for Kona to also be there, and maybe together they win. But she would have had all of us to fight anyways, so it's kind of like, oh, okay. So I don't think we needed Kona or Urianger or Tancred, but I guess Ali say things different, right? I'm glad to see you all remain in one piece. Not like a bit of hardship to see our precious children grow into fine adults. I will not stand in your way, but mark me, your victory does not afford you authority to dictate our future. We will decide what is best for Mamook, no one else. Let's go and tell the people of our victory. The not blessed siblings triumphed, where the blessed siblings couldn't. Well, actually, we didn't even see Makul Jaja fight against Gilganos' shade, right? So nobody knows if he could have done it. Which is actually kind of stupid, because he could still fight the shade now, and if Makul Jaja wins on his own, while Wuklamat only did it with all of her friends, it's kind of like, yeah, so we were right. We do, like, blessed siblings are the strongest, right? But promise, you brought everyone. We were just coming to you. We did it, Milalja. We proved to the Autarch that not even my father's full power could overcome the strength of our fellowship. I'm so glad you didn't call it friendship. I knew you would. I was right to trust you. You fulfilled your promise. Now it's our turn. You've shown us another way, that we can build the lives we've always wanted, here in our homeland without sacrifice. Yeah, you still need those seeds first, I guess. So, I do wonder if you're actually gonna see them. Probably not. It would be nice though if you could actually see them do some agriculture with the new seeds, right? Since a new there we go. Since a new crops will come from across the salt, I suppose you'll have to treat with outsiders as equals, of course. Yeah, being socially awkward again. Inside or outside, we're all just people, no matter what we look like or where we're born. Thanks for the moral lesson, I guess. I don't like it when games do that too on the nose, like teaching you values too on the nose. It's like, yes, I get that, thank you, Phoenix. You don't need to point it out that hard on me. And I'm not used to all the color and variety. Really? When you're not used to all the color and variety, differences can feel like obstacles. But by learning more about what makes us different, we can also find common ground in places we never expected. Something new may become something you love. And someone you once hated might one day become your best friend. No, your friend, sorry. Not your best friend. No, they cannot be your best friend, just your friend. You'll never know unless you keep an open mind, and while it may feel scary, taking that first step towards understanding is always worth it. Azem is smiling. There's still the theory, right? That Dawntrail kind of refers to being on the trail of dawn, which of course we can also say Azem as the dawn, right? Which is also like the sun in the east, right? Azema, etc., etc. So you could say you're on the trail of Azem, and of course Azem's whole thing in the Convocation of 14 was to be like the traveler who gets to know all the peoples, right? The travelers who learns of the peoples, who unites the peoples, who finds common ground, right? So basically we could interpret it as Wuklamat being on the path of Azem, right? Being led on the path of Azem by 7/14th of Azem, which is kind of funny, which is just like what that camera pan kind of like felt like they might have been pointing out, but it might just have been a different personal moment. But that's what it just felt like for me. Of course, learning about outsiders may well help Mamook grow. But what happens when they learn about us? About what we've done? Trust me, they've done far worse. Trust me. They will not. For generations, our covenant has been kept secret, and so shall it remain. The atrocities committed here were facilitated by the Autarchs. We and no one else are responsible. Wow! Another instant redemption arc, indeed. Well, I guess it's just a thing with those. For my deeds, I am prepared to forfeit my life, but I will not suffer others to be damned alongside me. And Wuklamat's gonna be, what? Why would I be taking your life? No, you're a nice guy now, so you come on. Ooh. Did I talk of my antipathy against shonen heroes before? It's not even the fact that I don't like shonen heroes. It's more like the fact that it just always works out for them, right? It's like, no, let us embrace the one who has been bad for millennia, the one who has tried to kill everybody, the one who has tried to, I don't know, whatever else. No, because once we show them some love, they're gonna forget all of that and they're gonna be a nice guy suddenly, right? Which is a sentiment I cannot agree with, because that's just not how real life works. Which is why I don't like that. But what I like even less, that it just always works out in these works of fiction, right? It's just like, oh yeah, you've touched my heart with your friendship, with your compassion. I will now and forevermore be a nice guy and help everybody and never do anything bad again. Oh, yeah, try that with Putin, thank you. No one's being damned, and your life isn't forfeit. The last thing the city needs is more death. The cool judger hasn't fought this hard for this long only to lose his father. If you truly feel responsible, be the first person to extend understanding to others on behalf of Mamook. I'm not saying she should kill him. No. Of course, I think it's far better if you just like, no. You're gonna be doing penance by actually leading your people to a new dawn, a new age, basically. I like that. It's just the basic sentiment of, oh no, now that I've extended my hand to you, everything's gonna be fine. That's just what I'm not disagreeing with the sentiment. I'm disagreeing with it always working. Your community is waiting for you, here and in Tuliolal. You can still make things right, my love. Choose a different side of history. Thank you, Third Promise. Thank you for everything. You still owe me an explanation about Cabbage, you know? For whatever reason, he's suddenly here. But I guess he'll be a thing now. The people of Mamook have accepted you. Merchants and menders are now available for use. Yay! All the things I expected to discover in Tural, Eorzea's most legendary sailor was not among them. We ought to speak with Kettenram before we do anything else. Why? Thanquo does look similar to some Eorzean sailors I've seen, but I never would have guessed he was Kettenram. Well, who else would he have been? Oh my god. This is my first time meeting Kettenram, or Rogadin if I ever saw one. It's never too late to let go of prejudice. No matter how difficult it may seem, it can be done. That's true. It's just really hard to do for most people, and most people don't just do it like that. The Golden Road! The Royal Road, road to the Golden City. Kettenram, living legend and Eorzean explorer extraordinaire, would like to chat. Sure. This ain't no place for a proper chat. Me cabin's just north of the city, Blue Eyes Abode, as people here call it on account of me dazzling twinklers. Oh, alright, so I just did the 2 side quests that gave you the ether currents for this area, right? And one of them talked about the Mamulja thinking that the Leafkin, the blue Leafkin that are in the western part of this area, are cursed Mamulja, and they don't know why they would be cursed and, you know, like transformed in those, but they think like they... one of the deeds they did to earn that and to, for some reason, get turned into those Leafkins was to try and to chop down or even burn down the trees in this forest. Which answers one of the questions I had last time. I was like, if you really want, you know, like some land under the sun, why don't you just burn down the forest or just chop down the trees, right? That makes a whole lot more sense now, I guess. If they are actually punished for doing that, you know, if they are actually transformed for trying to do that, or even if they just think that that is the case, right? So, thank you, Square Enix, for providing an answer in one of your side quests for that. Which is what they do kind of often, I think, right? A rather humble residence for a legendary explorer. I would have expected a manor decorated with exotic treasures. The man values his privacy. I've heard that up in I've heard that upon Kettenram's disappearance, explorers from across Eorzea banded together in search of him, but I doubt they have ever thought to look here. Question is why does he live that secluded then, right? I wonder how long it's been since he settled down here. Not but 4 walls and the roof, but enough for most folks. Make yourselves comfortable. Aw, really? You're not gonna let me into your bedroom? Boo. Yeah, this is humble. Not even a door. With all the insects down there, great. That are probably living in the jungle. Why did you choose to settle down in Mamook? They haven't exactly been welcoming to outsiders, legendary explorer or otherwise. All the more reason to keep a weather eye on them, though seeing how you've won them over, methinks I'll have less need for vigilance. I'm here at Galujaja's behest to ensure his hard-won peace is kept, and incidentally to remind Zarelja of his duty as elector should he have forgotten it. My old man ordered you to stay here. It's no way to treat an honored guest. I'd say I'm more than your father's guest by now, or didn't you see there's a poker at top Zomo? That's right, Kettenram was one of the names. Your father and I fought shoulder to shoulder in many a battle, Valigarmanda being but one of our triumphs. He and I are brothers. So when your brother tells you to stand watch, you stand watch. You trust in his judgment and his strength of will, even if that means you have to sit out the occasional scrap. Surely you understand such a bond, surrounded as you are by all these bright and eager faces. I do. My comrades are my strength, and it's thanks to them that I understand Papa's hopes for this nation, what I must continue to protect. Then prove your readiness for the throne, Wuklamat. Find the Golden City. Oh, I will. With these ones besides me, even uncovering a legend should be child's play. Especially since I believe I already have. What do you mean? Uncover this? What? All by yourself? How? When? What? When did Kryl find the Golden City? Well, as you know, electors are forbidden from giving unfair advantage to claimants. So when Hunmuruk refused to divulge why my grandfather passed through Ikbraj 20 years ago, his silence spoke volumes. You think Galif's visit had something to do with the Golden City? Well, that's obvious, yeah. Precisely. Moreover, only the Yokui who lived in Yaktel ever dreamed those golden dreams. When exposed to certain triggers, those with magical aptitude have been known to receive visions. And if Gurthaler's abilities are at all representative, the Yokui are no stranger to the arcane. Which means the dreamers of Eld likely owe their experiences to their inherent qualities and their proximity to the city itself. Here, in these forests. Really? Okay. Huh. Maybe Solution 9 isn't the Golden City? Then all we need to do is search Yaktel from top to bottom, right? It would behoove us to try and narrow our focus. To that end, I propose we return to Mamook and make inquiries. Well, maybe Solution 9 isn't the Golden City then, huh? While there, we can all take the opportunity to see to any necessary travel preparations. When everyone is ready, let us assemble at the Aetheryte. Travelers! Assemble. Ah, you're... I don't remember what he said, how he pronounced it. You're Kakia's boy, aren't you? Ain't you? Pretty sure that's not how he pronounced it, but well, whatever. But it was his mother, I guess. So his mother, or... No, we did see a Viera lady, right? Being one of the companions of Galujaja, so that's probably his mother. I see. She told me about you. Said she tasked you with finding the Golden City. I might even succeed despite my best efforts. I've begun to think it was a fool's errand. My own fruitless search in my youth proved as much. Yet here you are, old and wiser, playing the fool again. Courtesy of the company I've been keeping, perhaps. Muklamat's not the only to have grown thanks to our comrades. You'll find it. Together! Right after we devoured the gods! Together! Was I ever that young? Probably. Unless your name is Benjamin Button. You waited for me? It seems Kettenram knows my mentor, so we chatted for a bit longer. Oh, a mentor. Oh, it's his men? Oh, it's his mentor, not his mother. I guess when he said her boy, I just assumed he was talking about her son. But I guess not. Well, maybe it's both. Maybe it's his mother and his mentor. I don't know. Alphino said to meet by the Aetheryte, so I'll see you there. Where is everyone? What the heck? Oh, there they are. The merchants were more than happy to mend my gear and summer supplies. Send me supplies. One would hardly believe that they were ever averse to aiding visitors. You won't believe how many in a jewel they gave me. Now all we need is a hint to point us in the right direction. City of Gold, here we come. Think I can offer that much? I have an inkling of where the Golden City might be. I wonder if in the end it's just going to be like, oh, the Golden City is an actual place. It's a place in your heart. I hope not. Milalja, and Serelja? You've come to help us? Nope. As an elector, I am forbidden from speaking of the Golden City, but my wife is beholden to no such constraints. When anything you can tell us would be greatly appreciated. Our people have lived here for centuries. There is no corner of this forest we do not intimately know, save for one. Do you recall the place I showed you where my son confessed the truth of blessed siblings? That stone pier stands at the entrance of the Skydeep cenote. Ah, so that's what dungeon is about, I get it. The final resting place for children we lost our cemetery. Precious few are permitted beyond the cenotaph doors, and we have not explored its deepest recesses. If the Golden City is in Yaktel, it may well be hidden there. Will you permit us to search for it? I have no reason to refuse you. No longer will we rely on blessed siblings, nor will we conceal the sacrifices made to conceive them. The cenote is no longer under our protection. It is a dismal burial ground, and our children deserve better. Their bodies will be moved to a place of comfort and peace. Sure, Baku Jaja would appreciate that, and we're here to offer any help if you need it. Oh, such friendliness. Your father also visited the cenote, come to think of it. It was many years ago by now, but a notable affair due to the foreigner he brought with him. A mage, I believe. Yeah, you know how it's called. Heck, what's Kry's name again? Kry's grandfather's name again? Galuf. And his baby girl. Truly! The Dawn Servant did not disclose his reasons, but he descended past their cenotaph and into the old Yokui quarries. Doubtless the very same ones excavated by Warpaw Law streamers. Then the Golden City must be there. In the depths of the Skydeep cenote. Thank you, both of you. We'll set out straight away. You will find a winged beast or two lingering in Gokdrak Descent. They will carry you below. Gokdrak Descent, I see, that's the name of the next dungeon. I believe in you, Third Promise. You will make a magnificent Dawn Servant. This is it, everyone. To the sky deep cenote. Cenote? 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 I think they pronounced it once in the voice lines before, so, but I don't remember exactly. Okay, so it kind of seems like we would be finding, if it's actually true by the saying, right, that we would be finding the Golden City before we go to Charluni, right? I don't know. I'm not sure about this. If the Golden City is actually going to be that or not. Well, that's a big squirrel. Imposing beast. Right, the beast of the sky deep cenote. Yep, peace. Totally doesn't look like the entrance to a dungeon, right? Nope. It's not even voiced, so you know it can't be the City of Gold. This is the cenotaph, which means that beyond these doors is... Right of succession, I know. Disturbing the souls addressed here feels wrong. No, but I can't turn back. Let's pay respects at the very least. Press F to pay respect. Let's go. I am ready to complete my journey. The Gogdral Descent. Now available. The Sky Deep Cenote. Okay, never mind. But alright, unfortunately that's it for this episode. I feel there's gonna be a lot of things happening during and after this dungeon, so we're gonna start with that next time on the next episode of Gilganos playing Dawntrail. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, I've talked a lot about how I feel about the game so far today, so I guess I'm gonna keep it short right now. Really looking forward as to how they actually now connect. I'm really looking forward to figure out if there is actually the Golden City right below here, and Heritage found is something completely different, and for Solution 9, which might just be, right? And then we'll see how we feel about it, I guess. I mean, it would at least, you know, like resolve my conundrum of what the heck would Shaloni be about if we would have to pass through Shaloni to get to the City of Gold, right? So yeah, we're gonna see that next time. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll be around again for next time, and don't forget to always GG. See you next time. Until then, have fun. Bye bye.